Good day and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking on a tier 5 encounter with a tier 4 ship. I have tier 5 missile launchers, tier 5 afterburner, and a tier 5 reactive shield for hardening. So I'm going to show you the method that I use to fight it. This is going to be a quick jump, and immediately once it starts, I'm going to go through with the fight. This is not a story mission, so it's not going to be as intuitive as the other videos, but let's just have a quick whale at it. Okay, the first thing that I do is I open my side menu and I select stations because I'm not high enough in a level to take it on non-stop. So I'm gonna fight it and jump. And if I take damage, I'm gonna go straight into the dock and repair. So this is how I'm doing my fight. It's a run and hit style strategy to play the game. Okay, now I've arrived in the sector. It's gonna ask me to warp 2, and once I do, it's gonna allow me to start this fight. Okay, looks like I'm caught in a bear run. This sector has no. Looks like I have to warp out of here. Damn, that is heavy damage. No stations in the sector. Okay, that's gonna be a bit heavy. Okay, let's see what I can do about this. Okay, normally when you take these in sectors with stations, but this time since there isn't a station, it means that I'm gonna have to jump out of the sector the moment it really does damage to me. I was actually caught heavily by surprise in the sector. That's how come I took so much damage right off the back. Normally I'd lock on and start firing before they even have a chance to counter me, using my afterburners to get me some range and using the shield hardening to take the hits over a longer period of time. That effect which hit me actually drains the power, so it reduces your shield's efficiency. Okay, I'm gonna use the Stargate to jump out of here if I take too much damage. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, here we go. Now, the whole idea behind fighting it for me isn't actually to get the mission complete. It's actually more or less to get the loot, because the loot is what I'm gonna need for getting up a few levels. As it have been webbed as well, so it reduces my speed. You can see that. So anyway, I'm gonna jump to the next sector, repair my ship, and come back. This is not gonna be easy compared to what I'm normally used to doing. It's a little bit more difficult, but you get the idea. You go in, you fight, you take down the shield, and you damage some of the armor. You get away, and you keep doing that multiple times till you finally capable of surviving. Okay, this was a bit of a disaster for me. So as you saw, I jumped straight in and went straight to heal up. I'm gonna keep using this channel, and eventually, hopefully, I'm gonna be able to take it out. Actually, I'm gonna take it out. It might take me half an hour or even an hour to do it, but I will have it done. So that's the gist on how you should fight these odd leveled creatures and creatures. I'm saying ships. The reason is simple, because at the end of the day, you want to get the loot out of them, because spending 500,000 in the market isn't exactly what you want to do. And as you can see, I just keep hitting begin and launching straight in. The web effect and the power drain effect, I can also enact a power drain, but my power drain is only tier 3. It isn't as effective as their power drive is on me. I actually have killed 3 tier 5 enemies on my own so far. I've also taken on tier 6 and tier 7 in a fleet. We didn't get that much of rewards in terms of loot. As I said before I reached tier 3, I already took out a tier 5 opponent and he had a lot of equipment ready for myself. Okay, now I'm heading towards the anomaly. Open gates. Okay. As soon as I'm in range, I need to fire and make my way through them as quickly as possible. This is the gist of how I'm going to be fighting them. Okay, come on, take down that shield. Certain ships have stronger shields than other ships. We've obviously seen that already. Come on. Too many solid hits to my ship. So I'm just gonna get into my armor. Yeah, there's it, that's my armor. Okay, as you saw, that is the way in which I'm gonna fight them. Now this is just the basics on how to take on your PvE tier 5 opponents when you are under leveled. And you're going to need to take them on to get your gear quickly. The other thing which I do a lot besides taking on enemies that outpower me so heavily is I actually take on enemies in a fleet. That's obviously great for the loot. It's also great for the ISK, and it's also good in terms of getting your corporation funded, because most people have the 250 million debt on their station, on their corporation from the start. I haven't seen anybody without it so far, and another way in which you can get all of this done is by sitting in a low level sector and doing PvP. PvE, I mean, sorry. The only problem with the low level sectors is they are full of PvP guilds. Now, in the low level sector, 0, you are going to find that you're going to get level 6 opponents and level 5 opponents all the time. You're even going to get level 7 at some points in time. And you're going to find that your gates are heavily guarded with craft. Most of them are using webbing and the power drain to knock you out of warp and knock you into a small section so they can hit you. And it doesn't take more than 4 or 5 hits to really take down ships when they try and farm these low level opponents. It's a different story if you have a whole fleet, because the moment your fleet hits, they all open and your fleet isn't open. They have to keep taking on debuffs in order to hit your fleet. So that's when you can take them all on at once as a big group, wipe them all out. So if you go in, another strategy is to actually interfere with another team's looting of anomalies. You stick around them, you kill the main base, and you make sure that you hitting them constantly. You're basically just annoying them to make sure that they attack you so that they open for you to PvP. And once they open to PvP, you don't have to worry about getting debuffed. You're not going to attack any enemies, you're just going to steal the loot. Someone did it to my corporation. There was 8 of us in a fleet. They took us on. They took 6 anomalies worth of loot from us when we were harvesting T5. And that's not a small amount of loot, that's quite a lot. That's like 5 or 6 per each anomaly. And overall, that was a gain of about 500,000 to 1,000,000 ISK. So those are some of the tricks you can use to get through PvP with PvE styles, and it also allows you to be able to PvP in a high level sector. Some people do use that trick, some people don't. We actually took on one guy who actually had a fleet waiting. He had 4 ships waiting for us after he annoyed us to the point where we actually fought him. Okay, thank you. That'll be it for this video.